Hey everyone. Okay, so today on the koi fish, we're going to be working on the fins and the tail. And I wanted to show you what a koi fish looks like in case you were unsure. In real life, they're really pretty and their tail and fins are like really ethereal and like kind of flowy. So that's what we're kind of aiming for, though I know we're kind of not using the right material to get that exactly across. So we're kind of going a little bit more crafty and fun. So we're going to work on the tail and the fins. So eventually we're going to glue the side of the back end of the toilet paper roll shut. But for now, it's going to look like what you have finished that is due for your check-in today by midnight. You're just going to be showing me what you did for the paper towel or toilet paper cardboard roll. So this is the one that I did that looks kind of like fish scales. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you a couple different options. Remember, if you use paper like this that is pre-made, you have to decorate it because you didn't do this. Okay, so you're going to squish this down, and you can do this, and then let me go grab a paper clip real quick. And I'm just gonna paper clip it shut like this. Just makes it a little bit easier to keep it flat. And I'm gonna line it up with the paper. Okay, so I'm going to turn the paper over and I'm going to mark on each side. I don't have a pencil over here either. Let me grab one of those. Okay, I'm going to mark the edges. Let me pull that out a little so you can see better. Right here. So I know the widest that I can get it. And then for mine, I kind of made it shaped like this. As you saw on the photo, which I'll show you again, you know, their tails are not totally as symmetrical as like I created it. So you can have it be more fluid. So I'm going to make a more fluid one this time. Okay, so I know that it's got to be this wide, and I can't really have it much. I can't have it wider than this or I'll have to trim it down. And then I'm gonna look at this fish, his tail right here. I'm gonna try to, blow it up a little bit so I can see it better. All right, and I'm gonna draw this out. Now you can see it comes in a lot more than, you know, ours is going to come in because of the whole toilet paper roll situation. If you want it to be really, oh, I don't think you saw me drawing that. Okay, so I was trying to mimic the top there. I'll just do it again darker. Like this. And then I'm kind of coming in to show that it's narrowing, and then going back out again. You can cut these sides down a little bit if you want your tail to be a little bit narrower, but it would be just like this much over. So that's up to you if you want to narrow it more. Okay, so now I'm gonna have it go in just a little bit more so I can glue it a little bit inside. Sorry, you can't see that. Glue it inside the tail. So like this is how long it needs to be. I'm giving it a little extra. Okay, now I'm going to, excuse me, take my scissors and cut out what I just did. Okay, so cutting this out. And then I'm gonna go around my lines on the inside. Kind of clean them up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over. And so when it is attached, which will be like the next video, oh, I did make it like considerably thinner than I meant to. So I would definitely need to cut this one in. So I'll show you how to do that in case that's the option you go for. Okay, so I'm going to do this on either side. And then when you go to glue it, which again is the next video, you'll just glue that in too. And so it'll go like that. So it definitely narrows. And I'm actually gonna make mine like a little bit more rounded. I don't like how like choppy it looks. So gonna narrow it up a little bit. Okay, that looks better to me. Maybe round this off a little too. And then I'll just need to narrow this a little bit when I go to put it on, but it's pretty close. Okay, so then now I'm gonna add some glitter to it because of the hole. It's already been decorated by a company and I need to add my own touch to it. Okay, so I've got my half glue, half water mix or Mod Podge if you have that at home. Got my paintbrush. Again, if you don't have a paintbrush at home, you can use a toothbrush. You can use your finger. You can use the end of a pencil and push the lead down. And I'm gonna start drawing some little like lines on here. You could also do like designs. You can be as creative as you would like to be. So yeah, I'm just kind of filling in some places. And we're gonna do some more stuff to the tail tomorrow. Not a lot, just you can see how the edges are frayed like that, so we're gonna work on that. And do a few more of these. Oh, you can't even see it, sorry. So basically I'm just putting lines down, which is probably a little bit hard to tell with this being almost clear and see-through. And then I'm gonna take my glitter, and I'm gonna get a piece of paper and put it underneath it because that makes it so much easier to clean up. And we're gonna do this. Giving a shout out to Miss Bella, who is moving back to California. We are all gonna miss you so much. And I'm sad to see you go, but I know your family's gonna have great adventures. Okay, so there you go. There's my little touch to the paper that was already pre-made. It adds a little sparkle, a little personality, but it wasn't all that hard. And then, not that you probably haven't done this before, but this is how you put the glitter back in. Okay, now we're gonna work on the wings, and I'm gonna show you a version that involves using watercolor, or you could use a marker, but you know, try to vary up your marker. I mean, using one marker that you scribble a few times isn't all that interesting. Okay, so here's what the fins look like. So you're just gonna kind of You're gonna just draw out like a fin, and you need them to be kind of big because you're gonna use them to sort of pop the koi fish up off the ground. So it's not just, it's kind of hard for you to tell at this angle, but it's like it holds up the koi fish a little bit off the ground. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of draw out a wing. So kind of like a leaf, but then like with a little bit of a longer end like this. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 of them. I'm gonna show you one with watercolor and I'm gonna show you one with tissue paper. But if you are doing your koi fish body in tissue paper, don't do the fins in tissue paper too. It's like, you gotta vary it up and keep it a little interesting. So like this is the tissue paper look. Don't do everything in tissue paper. Or if you want to, change the colors of the tissue paper, or, you know, put the tissue paper down and add some watercolor, something. Don't have it all be exactly the same. Okay, so gonna put some colors down, and it's kind of like all the previous videos that I've showed you when I'm using watercolor. It's all about layering, and you guys have done watercolor at school several times this year, so you're probably starting to get the hang of it, or at least have some muscle memory of how watercoloring works. So remember, like, 1, you're not going to get it all exactly the same shade, and we want it to look watery. So that's my first layer. I'm going to blow dry it real quick. So I'm going to turn this off and turn it right back on when I'm done. Okay, I have hit it with the blow dryer. Now I'm going to add another color on top. And remember, you don't want to wipe it too hard, but also when you're getting the watercolor on your brush, you want to get like a lot on there. And I'm going to kind of put a little bit of a sweepy look to it. And now I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer again, so I'll be back in a sec. Okay, now that's dry. I'm going to do one more color on top. I think I'm going to go with, sorry. I don't know, like a purple maybe. Okay. I need a little bit more water. Okay, a little bit swoosh here and there. And you can see like it's pretty simple to start making your watercolor look really pretty without, you know, it's really just about layers and drying in between the layers and not messing with the page too much so that you start to rip up the paper. Okay, I'm going to hit it with the blow dryer one more time, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glitter. And I'm just going to use my same purple glitter again. And, you know, obviously you do not have to use glitter. I just know it's something that a lot of people have at home, so it's kind of easy to find. But also fish can be rather shimmery, so glitter isn't out of the realm of possibility for use. Okay. And you have to be careful, because I don't know if you saw that, but I just like put this blue streak right here, and that was because the glue water mix, it will start to wipe off what you've done. So you want to be kind of quick about it and not use a lot and not rub it over your artwork a bunch of times, or you'll start to take off your original design. Okay, so just adding like a little bit of shimmer so that it looks a little sparkly. All right, and then I'm going to do the other one in tissue paper, and we'll just cut this out tomorrow. But I mean, you know how to cut out by now, I'm sure. So you probably don't need to watch me cut it out, but there are other things we're doing tomorrow for sure that you're going to need to watch, including the eyes and the mouth and stuff like that. So I'm going to rip this up into little papers, and honestly, as long as you can still see the shape that you've created with the pencil, you don't have to necessarily stay in the lines, because when you go to cut it out, you can just cut out at the line. So it depends on probably how dark your tissue paper is if you decide to go that route. You can also do your fins in, you know, one material and your tail in another. I probably wouldn't alternate and have each individual, like, I wouldn't probably do one fin in one type and then one fin in another and then the tail and something else. That seems a little busy, but if that's your vibe, you can go for it. Okay, so just layering the tissue paper down. Again, this has kind of a stained glass look that's way easier to do than stained glass, and a lot less cuts are involved, which is nice because you cut your hands a lot when you use glass and do that, and obviously that would be way too hard to do at home. So we'll get the look for way easier. And the more you layer it, the more variation you will have. And you're gonna wanna coat over the top of it to kind of seal it. And again, you can use some glitter on this, or when it's dry, you can go over it with a pen, acrylic paint, probably Sharpies, but just be careful that it doesn't look kind of messy with that. We want it to kind of look as nice as possible, and sometimes Sharpies can get a little messy. Okay, so you can see I've gone out of the lines, but you can totally still see the lines. So tomorrow we'll be cutting that out, and it'll be easy to go around it. And I didn't really have to stay in the lines, which made it a lot faster. Okay, so that's what we've done today. We've done a tail, which you could have done in either one of these options. And we've done two fins, which you could have done like this, or anyway. So there's several different ways you could have done this assignment so far. So remember, tomorrow, your check-in is your completed version of the body. That's it. I don't want to see the rest of the stuff. I don't want you to work ahead. I want you to just show me this. And I don't want it to just be painted one color with no design. Okay, thanks guys.